I got you in there, Daddy. Hello, hello, hello. It's TJ from TJ Tells the Truth, Truthful Ministries, back at it again with another video. So I just came back, right? I just came back to, doing the work of the Lord. And Shaden, I had to pee and brush my teeth. I'm sorry, brother. It took me a minute. You know what I mean? But we're going now. And I appreciate you being the first one to show up and hop in my stream, especially after all this time. Like you don't know how much that means to me, brother. You have no idea how much that means to me. So God bless you. I am so appreciative to have you. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get the stream going. So there's a couple things I need to do. I do need to order like dinner, and I do need to I need to go to the store because my thing broke. But if the connection drops, guys, I will be connecting right back. Like literally, I will be connecting like immediately, pretty much immediately back. Man, where is my coat? Dude, I have no idea where my coat is. I might have to go out like this. Lord Jesus, where is my coat? But so in Luke, right? In Luke 15:11 through 32, I'm going to talk about the prodigal son. I'm going to pray to God that I'm able to stay warm enough, you know what I mean, throughout this walk. So let's go. And I really do appreciate the people that come in and watch me. You know what I mean? It really does mean the world to me. And it is way too cold. I am not going to make it. Nope. It's not happening. Nope. Nope. I could feel how cold it is from my stairwell. It is insane. I need a jacket. Like that, I'm not gonna make it. Now with just a hoodie on, no way. Especially I got like a little A beater. Yeah, it's cold. Aren't you in South Africa though? Isn't it summer over there? Shouldn't it be like summertime over there? But yeah, it's definitely cold where I am at. 100%. I got my ex-girlfriend's coat over here, man. It's just it's madness. All right, I found it. I found my jacket. We're good. Dude, I got clothes from like 5 different exes. It's awful. Hold on, I'm putting on my jacket real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. Put on jacket. We'll be immediately right on. All right. Let's get it cracking over here. Oh, it's inside out, of course. Jacket's inside out, guys. It's inside out. Sorry, you know what I mean? My whole life, I'll be honest with you guys, my whole life, I've been honestly a procrastinator and somebody that's always been late. So I'm trying to be less of a procrastinator, and I'm trying to face issues head on and take accountability and just be able to, do the right thing, do what's right. Yeah. Like I saw it coming because what happens is you start falling out of the algorithm. So I don't know if you noticed this, Shaden, but when you are watching like a YouTube video and you are, so I'm going to try to get like on a regular schedule where I'm streaming every day at a set time. I still haven't figured it out yet. I'm trying to get into like a rhythm of things, and I'm taking care of some things at home as well. But, I'm going to start streaming regularly, and I'm going to try to do it for more hours. So I'm going to start trying to do like a 4 to 8 hour stream pretty much every day. Bare minimum, I'm going to try to do like a half an hour stream. But that's what that's for like the days where like I'm just like disabled in a lot of pain or something or whatnot. But even if I do that, I'd probably be pumping out other types of content. So yeah. Oh, it's really hot over there, Shaden. It's really hot. Yeah. So I'm gonna be talking about the prodigal son. We got two people in here. So it's in Luke, and it's 15:11 through 32. And this scripture holds a very, very close place, like in my heart. Hold on, guys. I gotta button up. It is that cold. I'm not even playing with you. I'm not even playing with you guys. It is that cold. Hold on. I'll put this on a stand real quick. Hold on. Because it's cold, guys. It's like ridiculously freezing right now. Like I can't feel my fingers or anything. Yeah, you want to do a Bible study too? Actually, I'm gonna be joining you guys on the Bible studies. If you guys are doing that I think we're doing it on Saturdays or Sundays. I gotta talk to the guys, but you know, I want to get involved in that. You know, I just could not interact with the community and actually do things with my mom around because there was just like demonic manifestation every single time. Every single time I tried to talk about anything, you know, or speak to anybody, she either put in her 2 cents and was like completely drunk and wasted, or she was like, you know, making everything about her and putting all the attention on her and stuff. Like there was just a lot of like manifestation. Yo, PJ, how you doing, brother? How you doing? What's good? How you doing, PJ? What's up, my man? Good to see you around. Good to see you around. So I'm gonna talk about the prodigal son. What are they doing? Thank you. I'm gonna talk about the prodigal son because the story of the prodigal son, right? A lot of people, they put the focus on the wrong things, right? Like, so the prodigal son, this guy, he has a son. He has an older son and a younger son, right? So the younger son, he has his dad and he asks his dad for his share, right? And he's like, Dad, you know what? I can do it on my own. I don't need you. All I need is a little bit of help. You know what I mean? I just need a little battery on my back and I can go and I could do everything that I know I can do. So what ends up happening is, right? The younger son, the younger sibling, he ends up taking his money. He ends up going and spending it foolishly. He ends up living a life of basically like hedonism and revelry, and basically a life that is so apart from God. You know what I mean? The same exact way that I was living. You know what I mean? He was part of the world. Like he was living a worldly life instead of like, you know, one for God, one that was like a spiritually driven life that was driving them towards God. I missed you too, PJ. Oh, you moved into a new place, Shaden? That's what's up. And yeah, I missed you too, PJ. I missed all of you, man. I just I wasn't able to stream. I didn't have the spirit in me like I did, but I only was able to just hold on in that situation, guys. I wasn't able to prosper. I wasn't able to bloom. You know what I mean? But God, you know, God does everything for a reason. Like he allows things for a reason. And the thing is, you could take a moment like that and you could just completely squander it and waste it, or you could use it as an opportunity for growth in some other area. And that's what I did, right? I used that time to be able to combat other things. But yeah, of course I missed you, PJ. Yeah, absolutely. You're grade 7 now, you passed? Yo, congratulations, man. That's huge. Keep going, man. Keep going, for real. Shaden, just keep going. Keep on keeping on. You know, you're doing great. So with the prodigal son, right? I feel a personal connection with this story because I went out just like the younger brother, right? And the funny thing is, in this situation, my younger brother is actually the older brother, and, and you know what I mean? And I'm more like the younger brother. So my dad has always helped me out and given me things and everything else. So I'm gonna get into this point, right? I I basically I never listened to my father, right? Anything that my father had to say, and I'm sorry for the road traffic, guys, but anything that my father had to say, you know what I mean? I just didn't listen. And that's a problem, you know what I mean? A lot of us today, we don't have the ability to just listen, right? We don't have the ability to hear something and actually apply it to our lives, because what happens is you get a lot of uh-huhs and a lot of head nodding and nothing ever changes, or you just end up wanting to do something else. And my dad understood that the nature of being a young kid, like a teenager, right, and a man in his early 20s, that you are going to make bad decisions, that you are going to do stupid things. But here's what happened, right? My dad, that entire time, he always said, "You have a place at home with me," right? And my dad has given me infinite grace. You know, I screwed up. I had something happen to me, and whether it was your birthday was December 1st, yo, PJ, happy birthday, happy belated birthday, my brother. I love you, man. I'm sorry that I missed your birthday, but happy birthday, my man. Glad to have you around for another year. Amen to that. So the issue is, right? Um, I went out and I tasted and I saw the world and what it had to offer. I thought I would find my solace. I thought I would find my peace, right? Oh, if I just found this girl, or, doing this drug, or whatever it might have been, right? But I didn't realize that all those things that I was looking for, were at home the entire time. I was looking for unconditional love. It was at home from my dad. I was looking for a place to feel like where I belonged. It was at home with my dad. And it seemed like no matter how many times that I screwed up, you're 11, PJ, God bless you, happy birthday. It seems like no matter how many times that I screwed up, right, my dad was always willing to take me back. Like, it didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter at all. And that's what love is, right? When you truly have love for somebody, that's what you do. You give it unconditionally. You just give it. That's what love is. Love, it can't be earned. It can't be bought. You can't force somebody to love you. And I feel like that's the issue that our world is in today, is that love has either become transactional, or it's become, all about lust. So the Greeks, they had different words for this. Like, so agape love is the love from God. It's unconditional. It just gives it to you, right? And then the other kind of love, eros, like the Greek word eros, it that's where we get the word erotic from. So the Greek word eros, you know what I mean? That type of love is the type of love that you see today. It's lust. It's, oh, this guy is 6 foot and, he's got nice abs. Or, oh, this girl's got a really nice body, or whatever. Or, oh, this guy's got money. You know what I mean? That's a different kind of love. I'm not going to get into that. But I went and I tried to see everything that this world had to offer. And it just never, ever had anything good. And the thing is, you can search, right? You can search for meaning. You can search for love. You can search for happiness. But unless it's given and ordained by God, that thing won't be lasting. It will, it won't last. Every relationship you'll get in will end, or you'll suffer in it, one or the other. You'll either be stuck into a relationship where you are so unhappy and you feel so unfulfilled and you are constantly being abused, or you end up in constant heartbreak, never ever able to like actually settle down and have real peace and happiness and stillness in your life. So I went out, you know what I mean? I was promiscuous, I was doing drugs, I was getting in trouble with the cops a lot. I was doing dumb stuff, right? And because of that, you know, it really impacted my life in a negative way. I need a new rig. It impacted my life in a negative way that I didn't. Yeah. I guess I'll take the turbine. Yeah, that's good. But it impacted my life in a really negative way because I thought I was getting my peace. I thought I was getting my happiness. I thought I was getting, my fulfillment from these things, drugs, woman, making money, whatever it might be. Oh no, PJ, don't be sorry, dude. Like, I just literally came back and started doing this again. And it's like, um, so don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for missing my streams. I'm gonna be streaming a lot more, and in the future, I'm gonna go back to like streaming for like 4 to 8 hours. So just keep an eye out. I also will be on Twitch. So if I'm not on here, I'm on Twitch, and I'm going to be back on Discord. So please join the Discord if you haven't. I will be talking to you guys on there. But yeah, so like the prodigal son, right? I went out and I tasted and I saw what this world had to offer, and I was always able to go back home, and I never understood why, right? My dad, he literally foreclosed his house. My dad, I appreciate you. My dad literally foreclosed his house, right? He foreclosed a $400,000, 4,000 square foot house with a hot tub, a pool table, a screened-in porch. What? Yes, yeah. Good memory. And then, you know what I mean? So he sacrificed all that, and he didn't even tell me he was going to do it, right? So when I got in trouble with the law, you know what I mean? And my dad knew it was unjust, though. He knew that what had happened to me was unjust, and if I would have ended up getting those charges, I would still be in jail today. And I was 18 when that happened. So my point is, my brother, right, who's younger, he's a year and a half younger than me. He saw all this unconditional love that my dad was giving me, right? No matter how bad I screwed up, like he saw that my dad would like bail me out and be supportive and be loving. Of course. You're right, the last one. But the thing is, right? Even though my dad, he was being loving in the way that he should and everything else, my brother, right? He couldn't understand why. And it's because he doesn't have the same kind of, I guess, outlook or kind of heart. You know what I mean? Because when you truly love somebody, right? Don't you want to see them do well? Don't you want them to be okay? You too. God bless you. Don't you want to see them prosper? Don't you want to see them succeed, right? Because the issue is, right? The issue is too often we see somebody having success and we say, hey, since I cannot achieve that same level of success, let me be a hater. And it's that same sort of mentality with love, right? So my brother, he never got in trouble. He never really caused problems at all, right? Have you ever heard the term the squeaky wheel gets the oil? He left it. Yeah, it's all good, PJ. It's all good. You know what I mean? I'll be around on Discord, but my brother, he had this resentment towards me, just like the older brother, because they both did everything quote unquote right. My brother, he never got in trouble. He he wasn't constantly having all these issues with girls, like with women. He wasn't um he wasn't getting in trouble with the law, right? He wasn't, having drug problems and addiction issues and all these other things, right? And mental health issues way back when. But he wasn't going through all that. And he wasn't doing all those things. But when he saw me getting the love, right? He saw me getting this love from my father. He didn't want to rejoice along with the rest of my family. So when I was running the streets and I was doing heroin and I was a drug dealer allegedly, and I was partying and having sex with multiple women, not even a relationship, not even trying to have a relationship, just literally effing around and living the most demonic, hedonistic lifestyle. And the thing is, I let my life be ruled by drugs and money and women, right? But my dad, the sense of peace that my dad had when I told him, he actually offered me to come home, right? He said, son, I will pay for your heroin if you come home to get off of it, right? Not forever. I will pay for the stuff that you need, the drugs that you need, if you come home and you stop allegedly selling. And I took him up on that because there was a part of me that really wanted to stop, that was done with the madness. And just like the prodigal son, right? When he got sick and tired of being sick and tired, literally living worse than what a slave was, he was envious, right? The son in that story, the younger son, he was envious of the slaves that got to eat from his father's farm. And he came back home, right? The same way I did, with such, a desire and a humility, right? And he was like, I am not worthy to be called your son. He's like, I have sinned against you, heaven, and I do not deserve to have that title. I am hungry. I need food. Please let me be your servant, right? Yeah, I'm good, PJ. Just the traffic's loud. So he's like, please let me be your servant. And God, or not God, but the father in this story, just like mine, took him back with open arms, right? And when I came home, my brother, rather than rejoicing, and I'm not trying to put shade on him or anything, because, you know what I mean? I don't judge, right? But my brother, he was not happy. And in fact, he was quite angry, just like the older brother in the prodigal son. So he had this resentment because it didn't matter what I did, my dad would show me love. And my brother would be like, "What? Oh, why couldn't have that been the last time?" He's like, "I don't understand. I don't get why you keep helping TJ out. He keeps ending up on heroin and then coming back home and then going out again, and then it just never stops." And you know what my dad said? "That is my son." He said, "That is my son." So this is the shocking truth, guys, right? That people don't understand about the prodigal son. I'm going to get to it right now, guys. This is the real good part. So not only when that son returned was he welcomed back into the family, right? When the son did not feel worthy of being called such a thing, he was given the best of everything and welcomed back with so much love. Gave him the best robe, slaughtered the best calf. The father went out of his way. He was waiting for that son to come home since the day that he left. And when he threw a party and the older brother did not attend, that was very telling of the older brother's spirit. But here's the thing. The older brother He's like, haven't I done everything perfectly? Haven't I stayed by your side and been loyal to you and worked for you and this and that? Why don't I get the youngest cast? So he started coveting as well, right? He was seeing the love that his brother was getting, and he was coveting in that, right? And this goes back to the 99 and the 1. You know, the father already knew that his older son was good, that his older son was all right. But the younger one, the one that went out to the world, that was the squeaky wheel that needed the grease. So the father paid extra attention to that, right? Because a family is a unit, right? One goes down, you all go down. And if you are any kind of parent or person that actually has legitimate love, you cannot look at somebody else and wish that they suffer or hope that they don't do well. You know, we should be rooting for everybody in this life to do well. And I don't mean well in the standards, you know, that Satan has set. I mean by the ones that God did, that we are to live eternally. Thus my son, who was once dead, is now alive. Amen. And that scripture hit extra hard, right? Because I went through a spiritual death recently myself, and now I'm starting to come alive again. And God was waiting with me with open arms the entire time, right? He couldn't wait until I came back and I started doing ministry and started, you know, having fellowship. And while I may not have my full confidence and abilities and stuff yet, I know that God is going to see me through, that he is going to create rivers in the desert because he does. He makes things happen when it wouldn't happen at all, not without his intervention, because I have seen it too many times. The power of prayer, the power of trying to live righteously. But that's the thing, right? This is the shocking truth. This is where people get it twisted. It's not just about the son and, you know, his willingness to come back home and, you know, realize that the world ain't it and that he should have been at home all along with his father like we should with God, right? But here's the other thing. It shows God's grace. And it shows when the brother is complaining, haven't I done everything perfectly? When he is saying that, it's almost like he feels entitled. Like he feels entitled to that love. And that defeats the purpose of love because you cannot work for love. Love has to be given. You cannot steal love. You cannot force it from somebody. So the shocking truth, right? The shocking truth is that God's grace is greater than any sacrifice that we can make. And that's why, right? That's why obedience is worth more than sacrifice. Because when we just listen to God, rather than thinking that, you know, we have to be martyrs ourselves, we don't need to do that. Jesus died on the cross, so we wouldn't have to be martyrs in that way, right? So the shocking truth, right, is that you cannot work to have God love you. Like, if I wasn't to stream for the rest of the week, do you think God would love me any less? Do you think that he wouldn't be rooting for me to come back with open arms, hoping that I will come to him in a full force and not allow anything on this world to stop me from accomplishing his will? Because I'm going to tell you this, that works come from love. And if works are not done from a place of love, what ends up happening is you end up falling out of love with God because now you have turned something that you love into an obligation, into a job, right? Because loving God shouldn't be a job. It should just be something you do. It's a side effect, these works, right? These works that we do are a side effect. And that's why it says, that's why in James, when it says faith without works is dead, that's what it's replying to. It's talking about how your faith is lifeless unless you desire to do works for the Lord. But just like the prodigal son, you cannot work your way to salvation. You cannot work yourself into being loved or favored more by God. It is all given by grace. It is all given freely, and it's all given with love. And PJ Perryman, that's amazing. God bless you. And everybody that showed up to the stream, I really do appreciate you, and I love you. And I will be seeing you guys around. I gotta get warmed up, and I gotta do some cleaning. I gotta get ready for dinner. But I think there's a good chance I might hop on later tonight on a stream. So please keep yourself notified. If you haven't yet, subscribe. And I know I kind of fell off out of the algorithm, but I'm praying to God that the next stream, more people show up. All right, guys, I love you. And if more people show up, I will stream longer, guys. I will stream like for hours. If people are here and they want to hear the word and they got some things to say or share, I will stream even longer. All right. So PJ, Steven, Shaden, I love you all. God bless you. And